Well, hello. This is my second recorded video of the day. I did one with Aristo earlier today, and now I have the ambassador on with me. And we're going to talk about projects that the family might be looking at insofar as funding. Now, I'm told that they cannot be specific, but we're going to talk about some of the projects that we're aware of, the humanitarian projects that are going, and what are some of the guidelines that the family uses in regard to who it funds and who does not get funding. So, hello, Mr. Ambassador.
Yes, good day, Ron. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, very good, very good.
I understand we're doing this video because you have something pressing tomorrow that needs to be done, and so we're doing it a day ahead of time. But this will be the video for Saturday.
Yes. These days, it's a lot of activities around the world, as everyone can see, and we hope that we're going to be able to get ourselves out of this tribulation. Let's use that word that we are facing without too much more casualties and drama. And again, I want to stress that we have to work together, cooperate, and we want to also convey one of the big thinkers and great human heroes like Mr. Gandhi, who basically defeated the Cabal in India by non-violent protests. And I think that we need to follow in his footsteps. Also, he was also making, he was a scholar man. He was reading the Veda, but also he read the Bible, he read the Torah, he knew the Quran, and he was telling all the time to the people of India from all the religions to keep together, to be one nation, and not allow the Cabal to split them as they did with Mr.
Which is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
The Muslims went against the Hindus, and they had lived peacefully pretty much for a long time, and all of a sudden they were polarized.
Yes. And then, this is the divide and conquer strategy that the Cabal is using all over the world, and to create problems that will obviously create problems for the rest of the world, just like what happened with, Kashmir, and the division later on with Pakistan, and then later on with East Pakistan that later became Bangladesh. And
right.
Still today, this, Kashmir is torn in the side of freedom for all the people living on the, in that continent between India and Pakistan. They're all the same people, and, we should unite as brothers and do not allow the Cabal's divide and conquer and religious warmongering allow us to be split and partitioned. And that's basically one other thing. And also, we look at the situation with the creation of Israel was also a great Cabal plan to make sure to build a wall for the Muslims, as I think Churchill said, to be not allowed to come back to Europe. Okay, now this is also another problem that we are seeing in the Middle East, with tremendous crimes being committed against humanity, and all this aggression needs to halt. There's no winners in wars, only losers. And I'm asking for people all around the world to gather behind the cause of non-violent assistance to the Cabal, to demonstrate, not by violent means, but not to assist. So basically, I want the people to, give a cease and desist to the Cabal, and also all the deception people that is involved around the world. I think that it's important that they also cease and desist with their crimes, because sooner or later, you all gonna have to face us. Okay, and I do not think that it's a very, very smart thing to continue with your deception. Also, I'd like to thank freedom fighters, and information people like Benjamin Bedford and Fulford, and the White Dragon Society, and other similar freedom-loving people, and other people working in the free media. And but I want people also to wake up to the people that is basically, showing the signs of deception and showing the signs of, what's called non-performance, which unfortunately a lot of people have. But don't allow yourself to be fooled anymore by these people. It's like I stated, the action of ourselves proves who we are, okay? Not our claims. You can sit and claim a lot of different things, but what we can perform and show to the world is what is important, okay? And this is not an ego trip that we are doing to try to say that we are the best one, we are the real one, we are this and this and that. People who doesn't know the facts, that means that they don't have the capacity to know. And then, what we should not waste our time with them. And in the media that we see today, with all this disinformation that's coming out, with, terrorist threats and,
Yeah.
sicknesses and wars and problems and all the things.
More planes being shot down.
Yes, or falling down from
crashing,
the sky,
whatever.
Yeah, and all the different things happening all around the world. It's quite interesting. We cannot even control our skies, and we don't see anyone of.
Your voice is trailing off a little bit.
Yes, and like I stated, we don't see any real, what we could say, real substance in anything that's coming out of the media. Okay, unfortunately, this is professional paid, liars and propagandists. But even these days, it's not, they're, extremely questionable. And even their lies and disinformation is almost so retarded and so on such a so low level that even I think the most less awakened person can see through this deception and realize there's something wrong with these people.
Well, Risto pointed something out in the conversation I had with him earlier today, which will be tomorrow's video, about Flight 777. Both of those Malaysian airlines were Flight 777, which of course is a code. And one of them was flying north-south, the other was flying west-east, and they were both probably shot down by the Cabal. I have little doubt about that. But the interesting thing was it's 777.
Yes. 777 is also a code for a certain entity, and is a code used in the system and also used by the family. Okay. And it is an interesting number, and it's also a number that the Cabal is quite in love with. And people were talking about the secret coding that she's a miss, but she's like a miss either way. But this Christian Lagarde was giving the coded thing about 777, if you remember. So I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but but either way, it's it's quite interesting. We can look at many things and say that this is not coming out of no reasons, okay, and we have to focus on our work, and all of us basically need to assist each other here, both by prayers, and also not only by prayers but also by, like I stated, to resist and to not cooperate with our governments and with our agencies that is basically trying to deceive us, try to control us, try to enslave us, and at the same time aggressing on people. And I really pray for the souls of all the people lost in all these atrocities that have happened, and also for their families. And the same feeling is also coming from us to the people of Palestine, and also to the people of Israel, and to the people of Iraq. And it's the Christians had to leave Iraq in a certain period of time, and all our thoughts goes to all people all around the world. And I'm also calling to the Muslims to go deep into your religion and study the end time scriptures and see that you should not, assist the Jal of the Antichrist in, allowing your own people being aggressed on or being a tool for the Antichrist of the Cabal to address some things. And the same thing goes for the Christians and for the Jewish people too. And, and basically it's always these three religions almost involved in all type of major conflicts all around the world. And, we supposed to be stating that, we are believing in a good God. So please act according to the prophets and act in a good manner. Okay. And do not act like a sociopath. Okay.
Yeah. Well, not the non-aggression thing and the peaceful resistance of Gandhi is one thing, but I really think that one of the things that I'd like to see the family doing is funding a lot of these, not just humanitarian projects, but the projects like the alternative energy projects that get people off of oil and off of the as I talked in my video that's airing today, to get off this oil dependency, which is in many respects not even needed. And I mean, these are areas that I'd like to see money funneled into, so that the common person can get off the grid. And a lot of the common law courts is another thing I'd like to see funded, so that people can have a chance to obtain justice in the world through a court that's based on common law and common sense. I mean, how do you respond to that?
No, this is what I'm stating. Okay, the people who do not come from the family, okay, who has no connection to the family, wouldn't most likely have no clue what I'm talking about. I would have no clue to understand even, who is who and what is being said. And but the code, okay, 555, okay, if you don't know what that is and what it means you're nobody, okay. But the most important thing that will overcome 666.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is this way, is that what we need to do in that process, okay, is that the 666 system that is existing here, and is very well, was very well funded before the family stopped the funding to them. But you cannot cease and exist a system without replacing that system with something that is workable. Otherwise, you will have a side when you basically are standing still without able to, to sustain the system. Okay. Now the thing is this way: the technologies that is far ahead 100 years of the technology that we know. Every time, for example, military technologies is, many years in front of the technologies that you see on the market. And all the things that we have is basically old technologies. In reality, we have technologies that exist long time ago that could, solve all the electronical problems, all the health problems, all the environmental problems long time ago. But the cabal and corporations and governments and the puppets all around the world that they have installed under these years of their tyrannic rule, has been blocking and suppressing this. And people that is trying to do something, they are, being blocked or killed, or something is happening to these people. It's like I state, the most important thing with all these flights that people need to pay attention to is who was on the airplane. Okay, why did these people disappear? That may be a good connection. Okay, and people are talking about no-fly lists and so on and so on, and no-fly lists, and this is what is the problem: is that the skies are not safe, but not for the cabal. The cabal people are flying around as they like. Okay. But the ordinary people and different people with a lot of knowledge and skills are basically disappearing from this planet. Okay, and so we need to make the system work. We need the people that works in the agencies all around the world to basically do a non-violent demonstration, or basically cease to assist these people. Stop supporting these evil people. If everyone do it simultaneously, they cannot do it. This is the only way to be able to take these people down. Because the problem is this way: they always want to portray people as aggressors, and they are the ones being attacked, and they are victims, and they have to defend themselves, and so on and so on and so on. In reality, okay, they are the ones aggressing and sponsor wars on both sides, creating this illusion of fear and scaring to people. So we all, doesn't matter where we come from, which countries, we need to work together on the individual plan to stop these things. And if we do that, then we're gonna be able to pull all the things off, and not just be a paper dragon who claims a lot of things, who doesn't do anything. And a lot of things are actually happening. A lot of things are being taking place at this point of time. And it is ways to come in contact with us. It is ways to receive funding for your projects. It is ways to be allowed to assist, with humanity, to work with us, cooperate with us, and do a good assistance to humanity. And but at the same time, we need to protect ourselves because we are on a level which is much above the level of the people that normally, the people have, seen or heard in the past. So we need to keep ourselves extremely low key for our own protection, so that we can fulfill and do the work that we need to do. And rest assured, we know everyone that is involved in everything, and we just observing people and what they're claiming. We don't want to contest. As you know, I never like to aggress or on the other people, or bad talk them or in any way, even though I know what they are and what
Even though they might bad talk you.
that I don't really care about, because that only shows them shows who themselves are, on what side they are on, and what level they are on. So it just basically break down their own created image and deception. And the ones that are righteous and real will prevail, and the people that is not, then unfortunately sooner or later you will have to face us. Okay, and that's the situation. And we do our thing, we do our mission, and I believe that we will all very, very soon be set free. A lot of things are happening. Things are happening on big scales, but at the same time, you're having a mad dog basically being cornered, and they're acting desperately all around the world.
Yeah.
And during these desperate times, we need to take security precautions. At the same time, we need to do everything in a way that humanity also can comprehend. Okay, and it's the same thing. It's like this. That is, you have a lot of people that is trying to do work. You have many people giving message. Even if it's extraterrestrial assistance, or if it's people claiming that they are doing a good job and they're doing this and this is going to happen and whatever. People is criticizing people and attacking on people like Karen Hughes, on Cobra, on people like Benjamin Belfort, that they are not real because of that, or they're not bad because of that, and they are not like this. Thing is like this, and people is criticizing, Neil Keeman. People is criticizing Swiss Indo. People is criticizing everyone. It's very nice. Criticize as much you like, but why don't we all work together if this is our claim for the best of humanity?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we cooperate? Why we have an interest of aggressing on each other? I have no interest of having my own radio show and receiving donations, okay, or to have my own, what's called fame. It have never been my interest, as you well know. I am just here in the preparatory stage, and when the preparatory stage is finished, it will be, the true faces will come forward. And it's these people that you people need to pay attention to in the future, not too much me. I'm just the messenger boy. Let's use that word. You understand? or what is stated as the ambassador. It's basically a person or a spokesperson or a messenger boy. Okay, so I'm basically just the messenger trying to help out and give a message to all the people that is ready to take our message. And we know that people is paying attention from all sides and from all angles. And I want you to not feel attacked by me and not feel threatened by me. Try to look inside yourself, look yourself in the mirror very carefully, and look into yourself and ask yourself some important questions. Who do I serve? You know, and who am I? You know, and who states that you are connected with the real people or that you are right? Maybe you should ask God for guidance. I always ask the people to ask God for guidance. Who is real and who is not real, and what is right and what is not right. Always think before you act or before you do anything. Okay, and that's the problem with humanity. We never think. We just act, and afterwards we think how to fix the problem. Don't create the problem. Okay.
A problem reaction solution is what the Cabal has been doing for a long time. They have a game plan in mind, and they create the problem to get the people to ask them to fix it, and then they can provide the solution that they had in mind to begin with. But it's all engineered and manipulated.
No, that's why it's very important. Okay, very important. Is that for example, I showed you many things in the past. Okay, that what is what and what is not. Even though I showed that, I always told you to restrain yourself not to expose these people. Okay, a reason for that is because I'm not here to aggress on people. I'm not here to create problems for people. I'm here to try to help humanity, help the people to unite, and guide the people that has gone astray into the correct path and back to the family roads, like we've been stating, remit and surrender. We do not need anything from anyone. It's ours. We take it when we feel like. Okay? But the same thing is this way, is that, if you don't repent, if you don't do it freely, then we are no different than the aggressors. Okay? So we need to go up in a positive manner, act in a positive manner, help humanity. And also this is what we do with, you look at technology and projects. I mean, the cure for cancer has existed for 30 years.
Several cures for cancer.
Yes. But we're talking about a very, and even clinics exist. Now, probably people wants to kill me for saying this. Okay. But what I wanted to state is just for people to realize that the technologies exist.
Yep.
I could go on and start exposing real important things. Okay, and expose things after things after things after things, and try to threaten people. But because people know what we know, they will be feel extremely threatened and cornered by what we're saying. I'm just giving you a very, very small indication. We know everything. We have control of everything. Now it's time to surrender. Now it's time to repent. Now it's time to remit. And now it's time to build a new era of peace and prosperity together. All nations, all religions under one new order of peace, okay, and prosperity, okay? And like I stated before, I'm not here to make claims and reports about things and stuff like that. You have a lot of good people that do their works on keeping you up track with the news, with information. Of course, sometimes people is feeding them disinformation to discredit them. Have patience with people. And, just because of one thing is not correct, just look at all the lies coming out of the State Department in the United States. Okay? And still some stupid people believes in their lies. Okay? We had weapons of mass destructions, normal weapons. And now we have evidence that the Syrians were using gas on their own people, and then it was not like that. And now they have evidence that the Russians shot down the airplane, and then suddenly it's not like that too. And so we do not even want to listen to you ridiculous stories anymore and lies and deception. And Europe and America needs to be reformed.
Big
And
time.
People are stating, oh, Asia is criminal and Russia is criminal and the Arabs are savages. Is it really a nice way of killing people? I believe all of you guys are savages as long as you're killing and aggressing on innocent people. So the thing is this, but the people needs to wake up, look into themselves, go and look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself an important question. Who am I? Am I a supporter of terrorism? Am I a supporter of ignorance? Am I a supporter of evil? Am I the creator of evil? Or should I blame it on someone else like small children always do? Blame it on an imaginary person and call it's the fault of the devil? You understand? And that's basically the mindset that people needs to get themselves out of. Is this blame game needs to be stopped. The finger pointing needs to be stopped. People needs to look and go deep inside of themselves and say that, listen, I'm not a complete person. I have my errors. I have my faults. It's like people, people many times lies to me and make up stories and dealing with governments and agencies and other things. I has been feeded a lot of disinformation during the years, okay, and being part of a lot of things that never was known to the common person on the ground. When you see things, and hear things from our media, normally it's not the real truth. When people state that, oh, now we're under a terrible threat, okay, most of the time it's no threat, because when we are under a real threat, no one's talking about it. Okay, it's only when they want to get something out of this, they are using this propaganda to use fear to scare the people to again find a new way, like they did in the past, creating all these different new laws to enslave people in the United States and in Europe and all around the world, and we have to be. How many terrorists have shot down airplanes in reality? You understand? Or with all this high...
But all the terrorists, from my point of view, are funded by either Israel or the United States, or sometimes Great Britain.
Yeah, and also Europe, other states instead of European Union.
Yeah,
the thing is like this: Europe likes to always make themselves up, especially some European countries like to be the masters of free speech and the masters of peace and so on and so on. And in reality, they are as bad because they're supporting and funding and assisting in all the negative things. And they're so disillusional that is amazing. And and the same thing is like this is I don't say that I don't believe it's any country on the planet that is a good proper society. Okay, I believe that all countries has their problems. I believe all nations has their problems, and I believe that corruption exists in every single government structure on any single place on the planet.
yeah.
Okay, and and that's a problem. And people is talking about so-called democracy. I do not believe in that it exists democracy on any place on the planet.
No.
And what is true democracy? In some cases, also you look at the ignorant masses. Democracy could even be dangerous for the people, because then you would vote people like George Bush Jr. into power repeatedly. You understand? So I mean, it is a lot of things that. That we need to work on as human beings to change ourselves. And the biggest changes we can do for humanity is by changing ourselves and put ourselves with good example. And this is basically what is our message. It's to try to do that. And yes, with the technologies and the projects, we will assist anything that is good for humanity. The funds is available. The funds is possible to be released. The ones that cannot release things and are waiting for things and stuff like that are the ones on the levels that needs to wait till they get the instructions to do things. But at the level where we can still get things done And things has been done for all these times until today, and also will continue into the future as long as this world exists. Okay, but we all need to work together to allow technologies to come out, so the governments and the countries allow these technologies to be released. I mean, how good use is it if it's only one nation of the planet that has free technologies, and the rest of the world is still enslaved? So that's why the inner work and the personal changes from each level has to start internationally. And we have to start change, because if we don't start change, no technology will come forward also. And we need to demand it from our governments to release it, demand the truth to come out. And unfortunately, people are calling themselves historians, calling themselves experts, and so on and so on. And you know, reality, what is the true history? Should we go into that? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that people want us to go in that direction even. Okay.
Well, I hope
because
at some point I get to interview the historian, and for the family's historian, and get some scoop from him.
yes, I mean, you already spoke with him, and
Yes,
you will
I
have
did 2
more.
times.
You will have a time to speak with him more personally, and also with some other key players inside the family, and they will be able to uplift you. And also from the system, I also want you to meet other people and other things, and through your meetings and through your feelings, because this is what I always stated. I said to you from the beginning, I don't want you to take my words for it. I want you to experience it and see it yourself. And then you can convey the message to the people. Then you know at least that what you are stating is the correct thing. And with that, you know, the people can have their own awakening together with you through your program. And that's what basically what I want to do. And I want to set the things by the truth, because truth will set us free. And by our action will show who we are. And you know, that's why you know, I believe that it's going to be a lot of amazing things happening in the next coming days and weeks and years and forward. And I pray and hope that all of the people unites for the great cause, and that we all work together to support each other. And I want everyone to ask a question. I don't have any ill will against anyone. It doesn't matter who it is, and I believe that everyone can change. I'm not a perfect person. I have done a lot of mistakes in my life that I wish I could change. But the only way I can do is to change myself now and make a better future for myself and for the world. And that's what I tell the people to, you know, to look yourself in the mirror and change yourself. And by changing yourself, you will be able to change the world. Okay. And that's the steps that we all need to take.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. And but it's interesting how much of what you shared coincided with what Aristo shared earlier today. And people will get a chance to hear both videos in successive days. Aristo's tomorrow and yours on Saturday. So thank you very much again for sharing with the people and sharing with all of us. And I appreciate what you're doing and what you're able to share. Thank you.
And also, I want to say that I would one day also like to meet and talk to Aristo. I think that sometimes he has, you know, he has a lot of good information and a lot of good messages in what he's doing. And, you know, I like to thank him for his good work too. And the same thing for yourself. I think this is a very good forum that you have with him also, and with other things you do too. It's very uplifting. And that's the reason that we are sitting here together today and have our talk, and we'll do the things that we need to do in the future.
Thank you very much. And maybe someday we'll be able to do a 3-way with you and Aristo and me together on one program. So we'll see what happens. The future is tomorrow.
Okay. Perfect. God bless you, everyone, and take care. Thank you very much.
Yep.